And welcome to day 3 of the Stour and Orwell walk here in Suffolk with myself and Dawn. We have awoke to a glorious sunny day, the first one so far on this trip, here at, I believe it's called Gill's Hole, and it's right sort of near the edge of the peninsula, the Shotley Peninsula, opposite Levington Marina that we saw on day 1. Seems a long time ago now. So we've already started stage 4 of 5 of the route. Stage 4 is Pin Mill to Lower Holbrook, which is on the River Stour on the other side of the peninsula. It's an 11.5 mile section, the longest one so far. So we've probably done maybe 2 miles of it. And we did that last night. The fog came in and it was, yeah, it got dark really quickly. And at first we thought we were going to struggle to find anywhere to camp other than the sea wall footpath. And then at the last minute we spotted this small river beach. And I got a really good night's sleep again. Dawn slept a little bit better, but still not great, I believe. The tent though has been warm, cosy, and a bit more space than the Fox 2, definitely. We've had breakfast. We've not got a lot of rubbish with us. We've literally got it all into one of the food pouches. We've packed everything away. The tent's down, rucksacks are done. We're all set for a long day's walking. So, like I say, we want to finish this section today, but then we want to do probably a couple more miles on top of that, the start of stage 5, because on that section there's a really good place to camp called Stour Ness. It's a little river beach, like it sort of sticks out into the River Stour, and yeah, it'll be a perfect place to camp for the night. So we're going to be heading round to the edge of the Shotley Peninsula. Shotley Gate is called. There's HMS Ganges. There's a couple of old, I believe, Victorian piers. One of them I think they're currently trying to restore, but it's abandoned as far as I remember. There's a pub called the Bristol Arms, which I believe still does food. Had food in there many years ago and it was quite nice. Hopefully that's going to be open. We can at least stop for a drink there. And we're also going to be seeing Orwell Hall and its impressive red brick gatehouse. And there was quite a famous resident at Orwell Hall. And there's also a bit of a story about the parish church there as well, featuring Anne Boleyn's heart of all things. So yeah, you'll have to keep watching to see what all that's about, but it's quite fascinating. So do join us for day 3 of the Stour and Orwell walk. Enough talking, let's get walking. Stage 4, Pin Mill to Lower Holbrook, 11.5 miles. This stretch of the Stour and Orwell walk around the end of the Shotley Peninsula, although quite long, is perhaps the most enjoyable of the entire walk. The leg between Pin Mill and Shotley Gate alongside Trimley Marshes is sheer delight. Extremely quiet and tranquil despite the looming presence of the port of Felixstowe across the water. The section between Shotley Gate and Lower Holbrook is mostly across open farmland, but offers some excellent views across the River Stour estuary to Essex beyond. Unfortunately, the riverside path shown along this stretch on older OS maps is no longer viable because of erosion. Nevertheless, this replacement inland route has its own rewards.
Trimley Marshes, an area of low-lying farmland behind the River Wall, is alive with flocks of Brent geese during the winter. It is rich with breeding waders such as snipe, redshank and lapwing during the summer months. Shotley's St Mary's Church, overlooking the Orwell estuary, has hundreds of military graves from World War I, mostly Royal Navy. It also includes graves of German sailors and the victims of a collision between two submarines. Shotley Gate at the far end of the peninsula, across the water from Harwich in Essex, began life as an Anglo-Saxon settlement. An early naval battle took place here in AD 885, when King Alfred of Wessex fought off invading Danes under the command of Guthrum. Irwelton Hall, built in the 16th century, is probably most famous for its striking red brick gatehouse. Irwelton's St Mary's Church is believed to be where Anne Boleyn's heart was buried, according to her wish, after her execution. Her uncle was Sir Philip Parker of Irwelton Hall. To give some credence to this story, in 1838 a lead heart-shaped casket was discovered in an alcove of the church. It was reburied beneath the organ. This is a photographic reproduction of the famous Holbein portrait drawing, identified as that of Anne Boleyn, 1507 to 1536, the second Queen of Henry VIII, who became Queen of England in 1533 and was the mother of Elizabeth I. Beheaded at the Tower of London on May the 19th, 1536, she died with great courage, and it is recorded that her heart was buried in this church in a casket by her uncle Sir Philip Parker Bart, who lived at Irwelton Manor. The casket was discovered some years ago and has been placed in the Cornwall's vault beneath the organ.
are at Harkstead, tiny little village on the River Stour, and the end of the section is a little bit further on at Lower Holbrook, near the Royal Hospital School and its famous clock tower that you can see for miles around, which we can actually now see from here. The point where I wanted to camp, Stour is further on the next section, and I've got a really bad feeling we're not going to make that tonight. We've got to get some more water. We've held off on doing that just because there's plenty of places like houses to get water from. It's just carrying it. Right, it's just gone 5 o'clock and we're somewhere between Harkstead and Lower Holbrook. We're not far from Lower Holbrook, we're pretty much there. We're actually on the Harkstead road. We have decided not to try and push and finish this section. There's a little bit left of it, not a lot, like a mile if that, but we're not gonna push on and finish it. We're not actually gonna try and get to Stour, the beach on the River Stour, tonight. Instead, we just called a local cab firm and we're gonna try and get a cab back into South Ipswich to the Premier Inn there and stay there for the night. Reason being, Dawn's rucksack hasn't really been tested with this amount of weight over this long kind of amount of days walking, and her hips and back are in absolute agony. Like a couple of times she's nearly broke down and started crying. She's literally like in absolute agony, Dawn, from this rucksack. She's not really slept the last couple of nights. She struggled to sleep because of the pain that the rucksack's causing her. Her stomach's playing her up a bit as well, and just drinking the water and the squash that we've got is not helping. I'm okay, like I could push on and do it, but Dawn is really suffering, and I don't want to see her go through this pain, especially seeing as it's Valentine's Day tomorrow. So that's basically what's going to happen. I'll update you once we're back there. Hopefully tomorrow, after a good night's sleep and some decent food, we'll carry on and we'll try and finish the walk, do the last section, which is about 7 miles. But no, she's in a really bad state, and like Dawn said, she's got a high pain threshold. She can take a lot. She's a tough woman, people, telling you, and she's done really well. So yeah, give her some love in the comments, of course. But yeah, we need to think sensibly here. Oh, there's our cab driver just leaving. He was an absolute saint, sorted us right out. So here we are at the Premier Inn, South Ipswich at Warestead. Lovely stuff. That's better.